Our next speaker is the screen time consultant, Emily Churkin. She is an educator, author and activist fighting to protect children, teachers and learning in schools around the world. She teaches public policy at the University of Washington, serves as co-chair of Fair Play's Screens in Schools group and is currently the lead plaintiff in a groundbreaking lawsuit against one of the largest ed tech companies in America. Emily.
Thank you, Sophie. My name is Emily Churkin. I'm a teacher, an author, an activist, and a parent fighting the onslaught of technology in schools. I am here from America with a warning. To protect our children's cognitive, mental, and emotional health, we must do more than ban phones in classrooms. We must get rid of ed tech. Walk into any school today and the environment will look very different from when you were in school. Children hunched over individual laptops, teachers staring at a screen of screens to monitor students, digitized whiteboards, online student assignments, and assessments housed within learning management systems. Even math is delivered as a gamified product emphasizing rewards, not learning. Many schools no longer have computer labs. This is ed tech today. Ed tech refers to any digital tool or product used in or for education. This can include digital curricula, online assessments, learning management systems, and one-to-one devices such as Chromebooks and iPads. Generative AI products fall into this category as they are deeply embedded within existing ed tech products. Some reports suggest that individual schools use hundreds, if not thousands, of unique ed tech products. If you remember nothing else that I say today, please let it be this. At its very core, the business model of ed tech is no different from the business model of big tech, and both are fundamentally at odds with child development. Big tech has already co-opted the social lives of our children. We cannot let them co-opt their education too. After all, ed tech is just big tech in a school uniform. The incursion of ed tech products into schools is powered by several myths. We've been hoodwinked into believing that these products are effective, safe, and legal. They are not. To fight back, we must first dismantle these myths and then seek what I call a tech-intentional approach for education, where technology serves the needs of children and teachers rather than tech companies. Myth number one, ed tech improves learning. Truth number one, ed tech worsens learning outcomes. There is plenty of evidence that the onslaught of computer-based learning has not delivered on its claims and has a detrimental effect on student achievement. The OECD, the National Library of Medicine, and over 126 independent studies have found that increasing access to technology for students does not improve learning outcomes. One study based on over 300,000 primary students found that even 30 minutes of digital device use in class had a negative impact on reading comprehension scores. Another found that investing in air conditioning yielded a 30% improvement in learning outcomes over giving children a Chromebook. Finally, overwhelming evidence exists to show that reading and writing on screens harms cognition. EdTech claims to help children learn faster and better, but learning occurs in moments of struggle and difficulty. When we attempt to make learning more efficient, we by definition stop the learning process. Friction is a good thing in education, and learning requires time. Myth number two, EdTech helps teachers. Truth number two, EdTech is ruining teaching. At its heart, EdTech seeks to fundamentally change the nature of teaching. The end goal of EdTech companies is to scale instruction so that one teacher can serve even more students. Yet to think of children or teachers as scalable widgets is morally abhorrent and deeply offensive. Success, according to the EdTech industry, would mean fewer teachers serving more students and increasing teacher workload and class sizes while turning teachers into IT administrators instead of mentors and instructors. It's no wonder teachers are retiring or quitting. Learning is rooted in human relationships, a goal which EdTech is fundamentally at odds with. EdTech tools don't help teachers, they help schools hire fewer teachers while generating profits for EdTech companies. Myth number three, EdTech can close the achievement gap. Truth number three, EdTech worsens inequities. EdTech companies would have you believe that access to their devices and services help disadvantaged children close the achievement gap. But far from improving equity, EdTech creates new digital divides, a digital safety divide and a digital learning divide. First, safer versions of EdTech cost more. Monetizing safety and privacy means under-resourced schools receive less safe versions of the product. That is inequitable. Second, EdTech is offered as a solution to ballooning class sizes. But as my colleague Dr. Hillman has warned, EdTech solutions in under-resourced schools mean privileged children will get human teachers, while poor children get technology and chatbots. We need only to look where technology executives themselves send their children, to nature-based, low-tech schools, to see the truth. Those who build and market these products for our children make starkly different choices for their own families. Myth number 4, EdTech is safe for children. Truth number 4, EdTech products harm children. EdTech companies claim their products are safe for use by children, but these very products rely on the internet to deliver their services, and the internet is not a safe place for children. Children are also not small adults. Developmentally speaking, they lack the cognitive ability to navigate safely the web or regulate their own screen use. Yet via school-issued devices, children are accessing pornography, pedophiles, suicide videos, and extremist content. We face an international mental health crisis and a loneliness epidemic among young people. Removing phones from schools, the absolute right thing to do without removing internet-connected devices from students' backpacks, simply transfers the risks of harm from an iPhone to a Chromebook. Another pernicious harm is in the exposure of children's data collected via EdTech platforms and sold to third parties without informed parental consent. My colleagues Andy and Julie Liddell will address this next. Finally, we cannot ignore the fact that the embedding of generative AI tools into existing EdTech platforms further exposes children to newer and bigger risks. AI tutors are AI chatbots, and the emerging evidence of harm due to the use of chatbots by children is serious, significant, and deeply concerning. Just as there is no such thing as a safe cigarette, there is no such thing as safe generative AI for children. Myth number 5. EdTech prepares children for a technological future. Truth, children need tech ed, not EdTech. The most common argument for EdTech is that it will prepare our kids for jobs of the future. In reality, technology may have changed, but our children's needs have not. While the jobs of the future will utilize technology, the skills that children need to use such technologies effectively will come from acquiring skills such as communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving during childhood. We cannot know what technologies will matter in 10 years, but we do know that solving problems and thinking critically will always matter. Let me be clear, technology skills matter and children need them. They need to learn how technology works and how to use it safely. But do not confuse EdTech with tech ed. Children should learn about technology. What is the internet? How does it work? What is an algorithm? What is an LLM? How is it built? How to discern fact from fiction? Why protecting your data is important and so much more. But none of that is EdTech. As policymakers and leaders, it is critical that we see the existential risk posed by giving such products to children and calling it education. The degradation of skills due to over-reliance on technology is a serious threat to democracy globally, and we must ask why such tools are being given to children with vulnerable brains in the name of education in the first place, and then do what we can to stop it. A functioning democracy requires a thoughtful and capable citizenry. EdTech products fundamentally threaten that. Myth number 6. We can't fight EdTech, it's too late. Truth, EdTech is not a foregone conclusion. The most pernicious myth perpetrated by EdTech companies is that it is too late to remove their products from education. Do not accept this. We will have and use technology in the future, but if we get this right, children will not be harmed in the process. It is possible to build a safer internet, regulate technology companies, and to protect children's data and privacy as the default. Of course, if technology companies wanted to do any of this, they would have, but they choose not to because it's out of alignment with their business model. The only way these companies will meaningfully change is if they are forced to put the needs of people before profits. We have done this before with tobacco, dangerous chemicals, automobiles, and even banks. We can do the same with EdTech. I have heard many times that this feels like a fight, David versus Goliath. It is true, we aren't as well funded or platformed as the mighty technology behemoths we battle. On a personal note, I'm fighting this in the States as the lead plaintiff in a class action lawsuit against one of the largest American EdTech companies. At times, I feel very much like a small David with my slingshot. Disentangling ourselves from the enmeshment of EdTech will be messy and difficult and a long process, but that doesn't mean we give up or walk away without trying. We have a choice. None of this is a foregone conclusion. And remember, in the story of David and Goliath, it's the end of that story that matters. David won.